like Malaolu, Mualafolu. So Akala means Ako Aṣọ Àlà, ẹni tó ń kó aṣọ àlà, ẹni tó ń kó aṣọ àlà. That is what that means. So we know the names, we know the meaning of Latoosa, we know the meaning of Adelabu, we know the meaning of Ajimobi, and we know the meaning of Alao or Akala, all from Oyo State. Ní Ìbàdàn o ni wọ́n bí wá sí o, bàbá wa pẹ̀lú wọn ló nílẹ̀, bàbá wa pẹ̀lú wọn ló nílẹ̀ ní Ìbàdàn o, ní Ìbàdàn o ni wọ́n bí wá sí. Ọmọ òkè dùn bí Bábílónì arìnlọ́lá, ọmọ òkè dùn bí Bábílónì arìnlọ́lá, ẹ bá ń gbọ́ ọmọ òkè lántìlántì, ẹ bá ń gbọ́ ọmọ òkè lántìlántì. It's another interesting session on name vault. Your one-stop session for everything about names, their meanings, their origin, their social significance, their social background, just everything about names. You are welcome. With the songs that I sang, you already have an idea of where name vault will be going to today. Name vault is going to the Pacesetter State, and I will be starting from Ibadan. And we will just be operating from the Pacesetter State today. So let's start from Ibadan. There is a name that is so historical in Ibadan, and not just Ibadan, the whole of Yoruba land as a matter of fact. Let's look at the name. How do you pronounce that name? I know you will pronounce it as Latoosa, but is that the right pronunciation? Let's see. That is not the correct pronunciation for that name. That name is Latoosa or Latoosa, but let's break it down further. Olato sinu isa, Olato pototo, worth, set, filled in a borough, and it comes out, newly every time, every day. So that name is talking about an abundant wealth, abundance of wealth that is so much, and it is set in a borough, like in a cave, and it comes out newly. So that name not only talks about wealth, it not only talks about prosperity, about fame, about everything, about integrity, about bravery, because that is what Ola constitutes in Yoruba worldview. So, but it is also talking about newness, that this wealth comes out from the borough, from the cave, newly. He only displays the aspect of his wealth that he wants you to see. So when next you see that name, Latoosa, which is abridged to Latoosa, it is simply saying that this is abundant wealth set in a borough. It is a name so dear to the Ibadan people, and so it has to be pronounced well. We have to get it right, because it is a name not only dear to Ibadan people, but also dear to the entire Yoruba race, because that name features so well in the longest war in Yoruba land, which is the Ekiti-Parapọ̀ War that was on for 16 whole years. And I yours sincerely was privileged to visit the site of that war and the point at which Latoosa died. Yours sincerely was so, a privilege to see that. We know the meaning of Latoosa and the way it is to be pronounced. Let's go to another very important name in Ibadan. Let's go to the name of the one everybody knows as Penkelemesi, Adegoke, Adelabu, Penkelemesi. Let's take Adelabu. What does that mean? Let's break it down. Adelabu. Of course, when we were analyzing the name of the president, we explained the meaning of Ibu, which is the very deep of the river. So Adelabu now speaks to strength, because it is saying that this royalty has waded through the deep. It has swam through the deep. So that is what that name means, that this man is of strength, that he could wade through the very deep of the river. No matter how deep the river is, he could wade through. So that name speaks to Adela Ibuja, the one. So it speaks to conquest, it speaks to strength, and it speaks to resilience. That is what Adelabuja means. It actually is an abridgment of Adelabuja. So it is, so Adelabu, now you know what Adelabu means. And so whenever you see anybody behind Adelabu, you know that they are saying that no matter the challenge that this one comes with, it will always prevail. That is what Adelabu means. Now, let's go to the names of two of the past governors of Oyo State. And people, there is one that people don't even get so well. Let's look at the first one. Ajimobi. Ajimobi. What does that mean? And we break it down. Ajimobi. It simply means this child was born to know the kindred, to know the family, to know the community. So it's a name given to a child that is born when the family has a gathering. And so at the time the family has a gathering, everybody is present, the child is born. So this child is called Ajimobi, Ajitomoibi, like Ajitom or Omotojitomoibi. This child has come to meet the family. That is what Ajimobi means. Some people mispronounce it and they say, some people will even say Ajimobi. No, that is not the meaning of that name. The name means Ajimobi. Enitojitomoibi. That is what it means. And lastly, in Oyo State today, before name vote leaves Oyo State today, let's look at the names of another former governor of the state, Akala. Alao. Let's look at Alao first. Alao means Allah. We have two main parts there. Allah and wo. Allah wo. Ọmọ tí a bí, ọmọ tí a là bí a ṣe ń wò ó. Ọmọ tí a là bí a ṣe ń wò ó. Ẹni tó bá wo ọmọ yìí, ó máa là. So Alao. So it is now abridged to Alao. So that is what Alao means. And now we go to the surname Akala. That looks a bit complex for some people. What does Akala means? Ako ala. Ẹni tó ń kó àlà. That is how we break it down. Ako ala. Allah is the color for the devotees of Obatala, the Yoruba god of creation. Obatala, the devotees of Obatala usually wear white. So whenever anybody is named or is to be named in the family of the devotees of Obatala, they usually like to use Allah, like Malaolu, Mualafolu. So Akala means Ako Asho Allah, ẹni tó ń kó aṣọ àlà, ẹni tó ń kó aṣọ àlà. That is what that means. So we know the names, we know the meaning of Latoosa, we know the meaning of Adelabu, we know the meaning of Ajimobi, and we know the meaning of Alao or Akala, all from Oyo State. So that will be all for today on Name Vote. Name Vote will be closing, but before it closes, let me say this again, that we lay no claim to perfection. We lay no claim to monopoly of knowledge. We are just trying to add our own knowledge to the preservation of Yoruba culture, to the preservation of Yoruba names, so that people will know what their names really mean. But if you have anything contrary to what we have said here, and then you have a proof, we will be ready to take your contribution. We are never ashamed to accept our mistakes and to correct them as appropriate. Once we are convinced that that is the truth. So we'll be ready to have your contributions. You can reach us through our WhatsApp number and other social media handles that you see there. And I need to say this, that every name has a meaning. Every name has a heritage. Behind every name, or in every name, is a compressed history. In every name is a compressed spirituality. And in every name is a compressed heritage. It's a compressed worldview. Have you discovered yours? If you haven't, please do and treasure it. Your name is an invaluable asset. Please keep it and guard it so jealously. Till next time, my name is Ademola Ben Cranston Adegoke. So long.